Hello my dear students, welcome to computer science class. In today's video class, let us begin with a new chapter, that is web designing. So in this chapter, we are going to discuss what is a computer network, what is the purpose of having the computer network, some of the terminologies we are going to study which is related to the internet, and then we are finally going to study about the HTML, that is hypertext markup language. Let us begin. Now, what is a computer network? Computer network is nothing but it is an interconnection of autonomous computer. So what do you mean by autonomous? Autonomous in the sense the computers which are independent of each other. Suppose if I have 5 to 10 computer system and all those 5 to 10 computer systems which are independent with each other, they are independently capable of working, then we can refer them as they are the autonomous computer. If they are interconnected with each other via might be through the cables or wirelessly, if they are connected, then they will form a computer network. I hope you are able to understand. So therefore the definition of computer network, it is an interconnection of autonomous computer. Irrespective of any number of computers are there, if they are interconnected with each other, then we can refer it as a computer network. What is its main purpose to have the computer network? The main purpose to have the computer network is to have the communication and the data sharing. See, in the earlier days, if they want to exchange the information, then they have to physically carry the data from one place to the another place, okay, which was very much time consuming. But since now we are having the computer network, it is not that tedious job for us to share the information from one person to the another person, irrespective of wherever the recipients are being located at. So within a fraction of second, by using the different kinds of software, different kinds of application software, you can send the data irrespective of their geographical location within fraction of second. So the main purpose of having the computer network is to have the communication and to share the data among the different users. So this was the main purpose to develop the computer network. Then when can I say the two computers are being interconnected with each other, or when can I say the computers are being interconnected with each other? Only when they are capable of exchanging the information. I can say the two computers are interconnected with each other only when they are having the capable to share the data or to exchange the information among them. Then I can say it is the two computers are interconnected. Irrespective of any other computers, if they are capable of exchanging information, then we can refer them it as they are interconnected with each other. Then how the connection could be made? The connection could be made either through the copper wires, you can say, or the connection could be made through the lasers, or the connection could be made even by the optical fibers. Okay, nowadays extensively the optical fibers are being used because their data transfer rate is very high, and here the data has been carried in the form of light actually. Okay, that is why nowadays we are experiencing a very high internet speed, because the data carrying is very much high. And what kind of cable we are using is the optical fiber, which they are like very thin, like hair strands, such a very thin kind of fibers we will be having in the optical fiber cable. This is actually the cable. Inside it we are having like thin strands wherein your data will be carried out in the form of light here. The other way is you can even go for the satellite communication. Even with the help of satellite communication, you can make the two computers to interconnect with each other irrespective of wherever the computers are being located. I hope you are able to understand. Now, therefore, what you can refer the internet as? Internet is nothing but it is the collection of computer networks all over the world, wherein in that collection of computer networks, what I'm referring, it could be hundreds of thousands of computers could be connected with each other of different countries via through might be the telephone lines or via might be the fiber optical cables or the satellite connections, maybe through any of the medium where thousands of millions of computers can be interconnected with each other. Then we can refer it as an internet to be as a collection of computer networks all over the world. Then, according to the information and communication technology, what they refer the internet to be as, they refer the internet to be as networks of networks. So networks of networks, in the sense it's a collection of the number of computer networks all over the world. Then what kind of a networks it could be, and interconnected with each other. The networks could be like a domestic networks, it could be an academic networks in the sense the networks that is related to the education, okay, networks related to the business, government, okay, which will help you to provide the services like an email, online chatting, file transfer, right, online payment, that is e-commerce, searching for any specific kind of information. So the one networks which will provide all these services which are being interconnected with the different kinds of network, then we can refer the internet to be as the networks of networks. So this is a definition given by the ICT, that is information and communication technology. I hope you are able to understand. Then here, and look at this point here. Every computer in the network is being referred to as an host. See, rather than referring to the computer, so we have to refer the computers which are being connected to the internet or any kind of network. It might be, it could be a LAN or WAN network, it might be. We need to refer those computers as a host, right? Okay, then how do you uniquely identify the host in the particular network? Suppose if I have 5 computers, okay, and how do I identify this is a third computer, this is a third host, or this is the fourth host, or this is the fifth host? Maybe the first host computer will send an information to the fifth host computer. How do we identify the data has to go to the fifth host computer only? That is, the host computers over the network is being uniquely identified by an address known as Internet Protocol address, wherein in short we are referring it as an IP address. Look at this one here. This is an Internet Protocol address which will make your host computer uniquely identify among this entire networks. When you look at this entire network, we have the 3 different desktop computer. This is one laptop, okay, this is, we have 2 different desktop computers we have, and we have mobile device, when we have a PlayStation, here we have a printer, isn't it? This is a router. So you need not to worry about the router, and this is ISP, internet service provider. So but if you look at this, how do you, suppose if I take this laptop is a source computer which is trying to send a message to this particular desktop computer, how they will identify among all these different devices which are being connected over to this network? All these different devices which are being connected to this network, we refer them as host computers, or host, just host is also fine. Or you can even refer them as workstation also. Okay, so you can uniquely identify just by looking at their IP address. Like for example, if you're having your home at one particular city, how do I uniquely identify that's your home only? Because of the street name, because of the pin code, because of the area name, isn't it? Because of some landmark, and depending upon your city name, I can uniquely identify. Same here also. When the 2 computers over the computer network wants to communicate with each other, that will be with the help of an unique address known as Internet Protocol address, which is also being referred to as an IP address. At the time of sending a message to this particular desktop computer, it will attach the address of this destination computer. So when the information will be sent, looking at that destination address, your message will directly reach to this particular host itself, depending upon the IP address. See, when the message may go here, IP address doesn't match, here it goes, IP address doesn't match, like this it keeps on checking. Once the IP address matches here, that message will be accepted by this particular computer. This is how exactly the exchange of information takes place over the computer network. That is based because of the IP address, that is Internet Protocol address. Then just imagine, is it possible for us, suppose if we have around 20 computer systems, is it possible for us every time to remember the IP address of different computer? It is highly impossible for us to remember. That is the reason why we have a concept known as DNS, that is domain name server. That is domain name system we are having. This domain name system will help you to, it will convert the IP address into alphabetic. See, whenever you request anything from the Google, actually you are typing in the URL as a Google, but actually Google server is having its own IP address. Similarly, if you want to open the Facebook account, Facebook servers is also having an unique IP address. Similarly, ebay.com is also having its own IP address. It's highly impossible for a human to remember the IP addresses of different websites and the different host computers that are being present onto the network. Therefore, the DNS servers, that is domain name system server, will help you to convert the alphabetic names into the IP address. So this domain name system server have provided the names. Instead of remembering the IP address, we can remember their the address which is in terms of an alphabet. So whenever your PC requests for Facebook login account, your request will first go for the DNS server. DNS server will convert this facebook.com into its IP address, and then your request will go to the facebook.com server. Then the data, whatever the login account you are asking for to open, depending upon that, it will be sent back to your computer system. Then you can see your home page of your Facebook account. So this is how the domain name server will work. The domain name server, what it will do, it will use the, instead of IP address, it will use the domain name, like that is google.com, facebook.com, right, youtube.com. Okay, so it is highly impossible for every human being to remember those address, and these domain name system names will be entered usually in the address bar of any browser. Okay, all these we are entering in the URL, that is address bar of any browser, like might be Google or Mozilla or any other Internet Explorer browser. So the main work of this domain name server is to convert the alphabetic names into the IP addresses. I hope you are able to understand. Now let us move on to the next topic here, that is, what is the web browser? So a web browser is anything, we can call it as a software application that enable the user to display and to interact with the images, video, audio file, okay, which has been typically located on the web page at a website on the World Wide Web or any local network. See, a web browser, like as I said in examples here as a Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox or Internet Explorer, these are the browsers which is helping you to get the request, whatever the request you are asking from the servers. It will help you to accept your data. It will go to the particular website, web server it will go, and then it will get the information what you have asked for or what you have requested for, and then display it back onto your computer system. Therefore, we have to refer these web browser to be as an software application, and these web browser will help you to get the information, whether it might be the images or video, audio file or any type of file it has which has been located on any web page. Some of the examples of your web browser are the Internet Explorer, Netscape Navigator, Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, Yahoo. You have a Yahoo is a email. You have a different kinds of browsers available. Opera you have, isn't it? Now let us move on to the next topic here. What are the services on the internet? So the most important services on the internet that here I have listed: the World Wide Web, the email discussion group, news group, e-commerce, FTP, telnet or remote login, chat, and go forth. So these are the services over the internet. Now let us discuss one by one. So this World Wide Web, we can also refer it as in www or 3W or W3C. Actually this W3C stands for World Wide Web Consortium, it will stand for. Now this www, it is a collection of all the web pages in all the websites over the internet. We refer it as an World Wide Web. Now this World Wide Web, it was been actually developed by Tim Berners-Lee in September 1994. Okay, founded that World Wide Web Consortium at Massachusetts Institutes of Technology with the support of DARPA, that is Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, with the help of European Commission. He actually found out the World Wide Web. So Tim Berners-Lee made the web available freely with no patent. He made available to all the common people so that they can start using the internet. So Tim Berners-Lee actually in the year of 1994, he have founded the World Wide Web. So he made this one as a free technology so that even the common people can adopt it and they can start using the facility of internet. Okay, so this World Wide Web is actually, it consists of the web pages that provides the information in the form of text, pictures, audio, video formats, different kinds of formats like documents in the PDF formats, different, it will provide you all such kinds of information. Now this World Wide Web is a kind of global information which will allow the users can wherein they can read and write via through the computers which are being connected to the internet. So read and write in the sense you can just read the content from the internet, and write in the sense you can upload your own document, whether it could be an audio video file or any other kinds of file formats are there. So this World Wide Web, it is simply called as an web that will allow you to fetch all the different kinds of global information. So it will even allow you to read and write the contents over the internet with the help of computers. Then this World Wide Web consists of all the public websites which are being connected to the internet worldwide. Alright, so it's a collection of all the public websites wherein it includes even the client devices such as cell phones, laptops, computers, wherein it would help you to access the web content. Isn't client devices in a sense what? The laptop, the desktop computers, or the mobile phones, or any handheld devices that will easily we can access the content of the internet. Irrespective of any device you can take, if you are able to access the internet, then we can refer them as a client devices. So therefore www is one of the applications of the internet as well as the computer network. I hope all the points related to the World Wide Web are clear. So these are the points what we have discussed. Moving on to the next important application is the email. What is this email? Email actually stands for electronic mail. I hope you are very much familiar with the email. So this email, it is one of the first ever uses of the internet, and it became popular because it allows the users to exchange the messages from anywhere in the world, irrespective of their geographical places. You can send the messages, email messages within a fraction of a second, and this email proves to be a very less expensive feature wherein it doesn't occur much charges, isn't it? So like when you compare with the telephone, there is no much charges using it other than the regular fees what we make for the internet charges, what internet recharge what we are making. Other than that, it doesn't incur any other kind of expenses. So therefore we refer that email to be the less expensive, and it is one of the most popular uses of the internet. And this email is also being referred to as an fastest way to communicate when you are comparing it to the postal mail, okay? Because email messages will help you to reach your information right from the source to the destination in seconds when you compare it with the postal that would take you in terms of the days it will take. So therefore we can refer the email to be as more popular, cheaper and easy and fastest mailing services. I hope you are able to understand. Alright, then so mainly this email system, it has been used for exchanging the message over the computer network. Alright, so this one email has extensive benefits or the advantages of using the email. So here in email you can send any kind of images, it might be, or any kinds of documents or any kind of PowerPoint. You can send it just within a fraction of second. So there are certain various different kinds of advantages of using an email. The first one, it is easy to use, speed, easy to prioritize, okay, easy, that is reliable and secure, informal and conversational, easier for reference, automated emails, environmental friendly, use of graphics, advertising tool, cheap service, data storage and provision of attachments. So these are the benefits. So we shall discuss each one in detail, how it is easy to use. So this one, easy to use in the sense, email will allow to manage our contacts, right? We can easily write an email to some other person and we can quickly send it to others, and we can even maintain our mail history. We can store the information, whatever the documents we have received through the email will be there unless and until you delete it manually, isn't it? So it frees us from tedious task of managing data. We need not to worry to manage our data. Just we need to access email through the internet service, so that whichever kind of file format you have, you can easily send it from one source to the destination, and it will help you by itself. It will manage your contacts, it will maintain your mail history and everything. Then next benefit, it is speed. So speed, what is the here? We all know that email is being delivered within a fraction of seconds, irrespective of any of the recipient has been placed in, irrespective of geographical location. Okay, we can send the same messages to the n number of multiple users simultaneously, or you can send it to the n number of recipients also we can refer. So thus email will help you to save lot of time when you compare it to the postal services. So therefore it will deliver your messages instantly, okay, anywhere across the globe. Then next is easy to prioritize. Easy to prioritize in the sense, we have a subject line. If you see at the email, okay, you can see here, this is what is our subject line. Look, okay, since email comes with a subject line, it is easiest for us to prioritize them and ignore any unwanted. Suppose if I find this one to be as an important, looking at this subject line, I can open this particular email and read it. Suppose if I feel anything like life size, this is an unwanted, then I'll ignore this message. I'm not going to open this. So it will help you to easy to prioritize because of the presence of the subject line. Looking at that, you can decide whether it's an important mail or not. Then it is reliable and secure. Alright, so there are certain security measures have been taken to improve the security in the electronic mails. So by providing one of the form of it is providing you the security in the form of passwords. Okay, so it makes the email one of the secured way to communications, because each and every individual, they have their user ID, okay, user login ID as well as with the passwords. Then this email also supports for informal and conversational, in the sense whatever the language which we are going to use in the email is very much simple and we are familiar with that, isn't it? And you can even make the process of communication informal. Formal in the sense that is related to the business or something. Informal conversations also you can have with your friends, relatives and all. So sending and receiving the emails takes very less time, so that it could be used for the tool of interaction also. So the communication might be the formal, or it can even be the informal. Then easier for reference. Easier for reference in the sense it is possible for you to reply a mail by attaching the previous mails as a reference. Suppose for an example, already you have, if at all if you are dealing with the business related emails, okay, some attachment already you have sent it earlier and you are talking with respect to those attachments. You need not to reattach those documents and again send them and then give the explanation. You can just have a references of what previous mails you have sent it, and through having the references you can just give the subject of that and you can send it. Therefore you can attach the previous mails as an references. That would helps the recipient to refresh and it will help them to other end. They can come to know what he or she is talking about, which references they are talking about, which mail they are talking about. Easily they can prioritize. Then automated emails. Automated emails, before I explain this, let me give an example here. Suppose if you are contacting any help desk, okay, if you are writing any complaint to any of the mobile operator or any of the website or whatever it is, if you are writing any complaint through the email, if you are writing, soon after you give a complaint, automatically you will get one registration number. So this is your complaint registration or complaint number, this is your complaint number. So that is what is an automated email. So there will be no person, even in the midnight also, if you are writing an email, one complaint number will be generated for you. So there will be no other person who is sitting every time and replying you back. It is possible for generate an automated emails by using some special programs called as an autoresponders. So irrespective of any time you're sending a message, automatically an email will be generated by an autoresponders, okay, which will contain certain pre-written text will be contained, and it will generate with a new complaint number for each and every individual who are registering their complaints. So this email will provide an facility to generate an automated emails, right? Okay, next is what? Environment friendly. That means what? When you are sending any data or exchanging any information over the emails, there is no usage of papers at all. Okay, we are not using any kind of papers in order to send letters or any documents or any such other things, right? So therefore, email prevents a large number of trees from getting axed. So therefore, it also saves the fuels that has been needed for the transportation. If it is a postal mails or something like that, even it saves the transportation. If it is through the letters or something like that, then even it saves the papers. Then use of graphics. So you can send any colorful greetings and interesting pictures. You can send it through the emails or wishes or something like that. Okay, all those like PPT graphics. Okay, all those things you can send through the emails. Then advertising tool. Advertising tool in the sense, nowadays many individual companies, they are using the email service to advertise their products, like for example Paytm, like for example Facebook, okay, so again G Plus. They'll be sending some advertisement messages to your email, isn't it? So this Gmail also will considered to be one of the advertising tool. So these were the few of the advantages or the benefits by using the email. I hope students, you are able to understand. Next, another three we are having. The next thing is cheap service. Cheap services are nothing but whatever the expenses which are being incurred using an email services are very less. That means what expenses it incurs is what you are getting the internet connection, okay, what you are paying to have an internet connection, only those will be the expenses which will be generated by using the email services. Other than that, we are not having any kind of expenses. Then the data storage, okay, it will provide, the email service offers enough space for data storage, okay. So, and apart from this, it will also help you to sort, arrange the mails as per the subject, date, etc. Suppose for an example, if you have any important message have come to your Gmail and you don't remember what was the subject line, you don't remember the senders, then but if you remember the date, you can prioritize, you can sort all your inbox just based upon the date. If you remember on which date you have come, easily based upon the date you can find out that particular email, right? Similarly, even through the subject line, even if you don't remember the date also, but if you have some keywords, okay, just give those keywords in the search mail. If you give the related keywords with all those mails will be brought into your inbox so that you can easily open those messages. Then provision of attachment. So the features of attachments allow the users to send huge chunks of data in the same mail. See, within a same mail, I can have the PDF, I can have a document, I can have an Excel sheet, okay, I can even send some images and all. It is having certain limitation, but within a limitation, if it is sending, then it will allow you to send those attachment, and sending those attachment will not incur any cost or something like that, as we are having in the postal service. Postal service, depending upon the weightage, we have to make the payment for it. So all those things are not being there in the that is email. I hope students, you are clear with all the advantages and the benefits of the Gmail. So the next concepts we shall discuss in our next class. Thank you students. Take care of yourself.